Humans of the cardboard, welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Tomorrow, I'm kind of expecting the ban list. Konami has already confirmed that late August is when we're supposed to be getting this next ban list. That technically means anytime between tomorrow and, August 31st. Technically is all live to be the ban list season. So we're talking 5 or 6 days, but more often than not, Konami tends to drop it on those Mondays. That's not a set in stone thing. They have done it semi-recently on a Saturday of a YCS, which is insane to me and was insane to everybody else. But long story short, in the next week, we're expecting this new ban list. It should be a pretty beefy ban list. And this date kind of sets you up for that whole situation, right? Like, we're talking about a ban list that has not come out since April 15th, which is 4.5 months ago. And so Konami's choice to add an extra 1.5 to 2 months to, the date in terms of when we should normally be expecting a ban list really does push it back and really does put us in a position where we kind of expect one of the bigger ban lists we've seen in recent years, and that's kind of what a lot of people are hoping for. So from here, we kind of sit back and we kind of hope that, on obviously the biggest thing is Snake Eyes, right? Snake Eyes is by far the best deck in the game, one of the best engines in the game, and if Konami does not do something to this engine whatsoever, a lot of people are going to be very upset, especially people tied to the competitive scene. So the thing they have to address more than anything is obviously Snake Eye. You need to get them at least down on par with everybody else. But if they want to completely crucify them, they absolutely can do that as well. The other bigger thing that I'm kind of worried about is Beatrice with Fiendsmith being a new engine. I don't want Konami to absolutely decimate Fiendsmith itself, but Beatrice seems to be the card that really ties that engine into allowing certain decks to get their engine going that it probably shouldn't. We've talked about like the Snake Eye engine and how Beatrice ties into there, where like the Fiendsmith engine on its own lets you like basically make the Firelink 3. Can't remember her name right now. A Flame Princess, and then you use Beatrice to Foolish Burial one of your generic Snake Eye monsters, and then the Flame Princess just reborns it, and boom, you're off to the Snake Eye engine. Just off of like pure Snake Eye combo. So a card like this probably shouldn't exist for that. A card like this also probably shouldn't exist for something like sending one of these floodgatey trap cards and then sending a transaction rollback to just copy one of those trap cards engrave on the opponent's turn. That's where we start talking about really, really degenerate type stuff, and that's what I want to really lean against. So not only to mention that this does like give a small mini like pull away from like Ubel Fiendsmith and hopefully not allow them to just completely remain at the absolute top of the competitive tiers list, even if Snake Eye does get hit pretty hard. Hopefully that could be something they address as well. And there's a bunch of decks falling behind, right? Like we've seen the runic cards be really problematic in the last couple of formats, especially like pure runic as a stun deck being a really tough deck that really nobody wants to play against. And even in a lot of cases, a lot of people who play it are like, I don't really enjoy playing it, it just wins, so I play it. So that's probably not the healthiest thing for the game. And then you could also talk about like a handful of other decks that are like kind of on that tier 2 level that would jump up to the next tier if they're not touched at all, and Fiendsmith is severely hindered. So bunch of stuff like that. Long story short, this video is not even supposed to be really like a full-on ban list discussion. Just a couple of like key points I hope they go about. Tomorrow is the day I'm expecting it. I would expect it around 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kind of situation. If it's not there, then basically any other day becomes live. Although Mondays are kind of like the most common days, the most likely days that I expect anything to happen. So really hope it does. Really hope it's impactful. Really hope it helps a lot of players feel like the format's really being reset in a meaningful way and really opening up the realm. There's also a lot of cards on the ban list that probably could come off the ban list in like a semi-meaningful way, in like allowing certain decks to come back as like playable strategies. That would be really cool as well to help mix things up. But obviously there's so many out there that I'd have to wait and see on what Konami actually releases. But very excited. I hope this is like the start of the next wave of like, you know, competitive formats that are really fun, because it has felt like it's gotten a little stale with Snake Eye kind of hanging around more than it probably should have. So we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully it's tomorrow. I'll obviously bring you guys a reaction tomorrow if that's when it drops, or basically any day that it drops. But hopefully it's tomorrow, and hopefully it's good. I will definitely be keeping an eye out on that. But I am out of here for today. Thank you so much for watching, as always, guys. Stay tuned for more. Let me know what you want from this ban list, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.